You can probably hear my mouse going crazy. Okay, switch to my desk view. Do I have anybody out there yet? Say hello. How's everybody's week going? It's almost Friday. I have a couple of things I want to talk about before we get started. And the first thing I want to say is that it's Celebration. So what that means is there's a promotion going on right now where whenever you spend $50, you get to choose a free item from the Celebration catalog. So you get, for every $50, you can choose a $50 item. So for example, on this page here, you could get this bedazzling paper for free. After you spend $50, here's some more penguin paper, some really cute things in here. So the celebration ends on the 30th of this month, so September 30th, and it's a great deal. I've already gotten all of the celebration items, and so I'm going to be giving away a little packet of paper to some viewers who comment on my live. So let's see here. See if I show my face. Here I am. Hello. If you're just joining me, welcome. We are going to do a little project today. I'm starting to do lives every week on Thursday, 11 a.m. And I'm just going to do a project of the week. And it's usually going to be a simple card, or it might be a little 3D project like a gift bag or a box or something. But for the most part, I'm just going to showcase a project using one of our current stamps. Today's project is going to be the Shaded Summer stamp set and dies. And the cool thing about this set is during celebration only, you have the opportunity to get the coordinating dies that go with it. Let me point down to my desk so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So these dies coordinate with the set, and you are only able to get them through celebration. So the Shaded Summer set's available in our annual catalog, but if you notice that you won't be able to get the dies for it. So on page 13 of the celebration catalog, you can earn the coordinating dies that go with this stamp set, and you have to make a $100 purchase to get those, but it's totally worth it. I've used the heck out of these stamps and dies already, so I'm really enjoying it. And there's some really lovely sentiments in here that just are good for all year round. I call it a good encouragement or friendship type set. So anyway, this is what we're going to be using today with coordinating dies. I see I have a couple of viewers on, so I'm just going to get started. The card that I made to showcase today is this card right here, and I have a project sheet available to anybody who would like it on my website, cardsbycheryl.com, and it's a downloadable PDF that you can get anytime for free, and it just kind of runs through all the supplies that I've used. And here's the inside. So this is just a great little friendship card that I thought was very pretty. I used a embossing folder called Pretty Flowers, this one right here. We're not going to use this one today. I'm going to deviate, and we're going to use the brick and mortar embossing folder, which is also current and in our current catalog. This is a 3D folder, so we're going to use this one instead, and I'm going to mix up the colors a little bit, but let's get going. Okay, I'm going to set that aside. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to be using Misty Moonlight ink. The embellishments are silver and clear epoxy essentials, and I'm pretty sure I used the silver backed ones on this. The paper, the DSP we're using is Harvest Meadow, and this is a gorgeous paper. It's fallish, kind of. Obviously, Harvest Meadow was the color. One thing I wanted to note is if you do get this paper, it says that the coordinating color is Cajun Craze. So this pink color, that's not right. So on the back, when you order your DSP, there's a little statement here that tells you what colors coordinate with this paper, and it actually says Cajun Craze, and I think that's a mistake because it's more Calypso Coral. So I just wanted to note that. I had a test, oh, I cut it out already, where I did a flower in the Cajun Craze, and it just was not working, and so then I tried Calypso Coral and thought, yep, that's the right one. So just for reference, if you are interested in this paper. I also looked on the website to see what the website says, and it actually didn't list the color, any of the color for the pink. It didn't list Cajun Craze or Calypso Coral. So I might pop them an email just to have them fix that. So this is the paper we're going to be using. I already have some cut. Let's see. So I'm going to start with a card base. This one is a top folding, but I'm just going to do a side folding card today because I already got this cut for side folding. I don't have it scored yet. And so this is just a basic white card base, 8.5 by 5.5. And I'm going to score it at 4 1/4. And the scoring blade is the light colored one. I've made the mistake many times trying to score it with this one, and it cuts it right in half. So don't do that. Gonna give that a good score. So that's ready. Then I prep a lot of my cardstock. I cut it in quarters down from the 8.5 by 11 so that I have quarter panels ready to go. And so I want to prep this a little bit because it's going to be the first layer, and I want it to have a little bit of a border through. So I'm just going to trim off 1/4 inch here and another 1/4 inch here. So now we end up having our first layer of paper is 4 by 5 1/4. So I think that's all the cutting we're going to do right now. Set that aside. So we need to emboss this, and like I said, I'm going to emboss this using my brick and mortar 3D folder. Just make sure I'm on camera. And you want to make sure this stays pretty straight, because if you just slap it in here crooked, your brick's going to be crooked. So you want to make sure you line it up pretty straight. Grab your embossing machine. And you always want to make sure the sandwiches you have are right. So for a 3D folder, you're going to want to just use this base plate, number 1, and then the top plate, number 4. And that's for 3D embossing. So you're going to pop that in there. You want to make sure you have the seam, the fold part facing in. And then just run this through. Set that aside. Okay, I love this embossing folder. It's very realistic. Super cute. Okay, so we're gonna just do a white on white look, which I love. We're gonna glue this down later. So now we are ready to do a little bit of stamping, and that's where we get our stamp set. Oh, there it is. So I'm going to grab the large floral, this one right here. I'm going to set it on my E block, like so. Then I'm going to grab another piece of scrap. I go through these quarter panels like crazy. We're going to use Misty Moonlight. We're going to do this full strength. I tried stamping it off once and it was too light. So we're just going to ink this up good. Give it a press. Beautiful. I wonder if I'm zoomed in enough. I think I am. I might zoom in just a smidge more. There. Okay, and then we are going to stamp a sentiment in the same color, and I think I want to do, let's do happy birthday. You can never go wrong with having enough birthday cards. So let's do that. I'm going to prep another piece. I'm just going to trim off this one. Move that aside for a second. So I know my sentiment strip is going to be 3/4 of an inch wide. So I like to pre-cut my strips. It's just easier to cut them down and then stamp, in my opinion, because I know exactly where I'm going to need to stamp it and not have to worry about cutting it later. So I just trimmed this sentiment strip off this piece. We're going to die cut. And then this we're going to mount to a smaller block. This one is a C block, if you're interested. And we're just going to, I'm going to kind of have to lean over the top of this so that I can get it straight. There. And let's clean these off. I just bought the new Stampin' Mist. I didn't have any kind of cleaner. I always just use water, but this stuff is great. I highly recommend it. You just need a little bit, and you can spray it right onto your stamp, or you could spray it on the Stampin' Scrubber if you have one. And it's supposed to condition them and just keep them in really great shape. So I recommend that product. Put these back. I'm going to grab my die, and we're going to put this on here. Now I'm lining up the stem through this hole. Whoops, you can't see. I'm lining up the stem through this hole down here, and that really helps you get precise placement. So once I have this bottom part lined up at the stem, then I check up at top and I make sure I'm lined up there. And once I feel like it's in good shape, I grab a piece of my Post-it tape, which I had a bunch out already, but anyway. So let's see, line this back up. Put some tape down there to hold it in place. Close this up. Bring our tool back in. So for this die cutting, we're going to be using the 1 plate, the number 2 plate, and then both of the number 3 plates. I've got ink on me somewhere already. Oh, there's my tape I was looking for. Okay, run this through. This card is so fast to put together and really simple. You can make a lot of these at one time. And so there's my die cut, perfectly die cut. And we need to trim out the sentiment. And for this, I used my Banner Pick-a-Punch punch. I use this all the time. I love it. You can, if you don't have this, you can always use a scissors and flag the ends yourself, but this just makes it so easy. And the grooves are already in there for you. So I'm just gonna line this in there, turn it around, make sure it's lined up good, give it a punch. There, perfectly flagged end. And do it again on the other side. And if you don't have your strip exactly the size of these little measurements, which I think is, this is a 1/4 inch, 3/4, and then 1/2 inch, is that right? So the widest is 1 inch, and then it goes down to 3/4, and then 1/4. What is this one? Yeah, so it's a 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, 3/4. Okay, and we're gonna use this again, so I'm just gonna keep this here for a second. Now what we wanna do is cut the Designer Series paper in the little strips So we're going to need 3 of these strips. These are 3/4 of an inch wide by 4 inches tall. And I'm going to grab my trimmer again. And the colors I chose are this brown color, this Calypso Coral, and then I'm going to cut 2 because I want the blue also. So we're going to do the Calypso Coral, the crumb cake, and then blue on this side. So I'm going to cut 2 of these. I'm just going to line this up at the 3/4 inch mark on this side. I don't know if you can see that. So here's your 1 inch. You could also do it this way and line it up 3/4, but I don't have anything to hold on to over here, and it's awkward for me to hold it this way, which is why I turn the paper and I line up 3/4 inches over here, close the door, and I can hold it down so it doesn't shift, and then cut. So there's my blue one. Now I need a coral. And then we're going to do a crumb cake. So then this is just scrap paper that I had left over from other projects. So I'm not cutting into fresh new sheets just for a strip, but you could if you hadn't chopped into it yet. I highly recommend when you get your DSP, if it's 12 by 12, just cut it down to at least half of it to 6 by 6. That just makes it easier to manage. I just lined all 3 of these up at the 4 inch mark, and I'm going to cut all 3 of them together at one time. So now I have 3 little strips cut perfectly. So here's our strips. And here's our background. And so now we're just going to assemble. Oh, we do need a little piece to go behind the birthday. And that, I think I'm going to do in the pink color again. So let's pull this back out. And we're just going to cut a really skinny strip, like 1/4 inch. And I'll show you what we're going to do with that in a minute. Okay, so now these are just going to get placed down. And you can do it a couple of different ways. You can leave some space in between. On this sample, I didn't leave any space in between. You could do it staggered, you know, like that. And pop this up with dimensionals and put this here like so. Let's see. I think I'm going to do it like this with a little bit of white space in between. Now I wonder if I want to do so many decisions. Colors this way. I think I want to do that. Nope, I want the blue in the middle. For some reason, it just draws my eye, the blue with the blue flowers to the blue strip in the center. So we're going to do that. And we are just going to, I'm going to actually use glue because I can wiggle it around if I need to. Linda from Smoky Bend, Oregon. How are you? It's nice to hear from you, friend. You're actually not from Smoky Bend. You're just in Smoky Bend at the moment, right? So we're going to place our, centerpiece down first, so as an anchor, so that the other 2 just fall right into place more easily. And I just eyeball it. I don't even, if you really wanted to get precise, you could take a ruler and measure the center point and just use that to line it up, but I'm pretty good at eyeballing it. So I have to give a shout out to my brother who made this little holder for me to hold my Tombow Mono glue, and he did it on his 3D printer, and I love it because it just keeps it from rolling around my desk. It's just very handy. I can set it aside when I don't need it anymore. If you would like one, let me know. I know there's a bunch of other 3D printer people out there that can make them too. I've been seeing a lot of really pretty cards using this Harvest Meadow paper. It's very fall inspiring. There. Okay, so we got that set. And now we're going to pop up the floral piece. And let's bring this in. Actually, let's do this. So this is just going to be a little accent piece that we're going to place right behind the happy birthday. So I'm going to do a little bead of glue just right down the center, like so. I wonder if I want the blue or the pink. I'm going to just go with my original decision of pink. Sometimes I vacillate way too much over card making decisions. It's crazy. It's like, pick a lane, Cheryl, just put it down. Put some glue on it, call it good. Okay, so now I'm just gonna grab my paper snips and I'm going to do just a little angle cut like that. I've got something on them. And another matching angle cut like that. And that's going to go about there. So we're going to grab our dimensionals. Now the stem right here is a little tricky because it's very skinny. And so let's see, if we put this like so, whoops. And then we put this also popped up with dimensionals. Yeah, we're gonna wanna, so here's what we're gonna do. We're just going to cut a tiny little sliver from this. I use my tweezers because it's so small. And I'm gonna put this right there, just to give it a little bit of support. And hopefully it doesn't show through. It does show through, just I might have cut that a little bit too wide, so I'm just gonna trim. There. Let's take these backs off. I hope this stream is going okay. I gotta tell you guys, I've about had it with Facebook. I changed my phone and I didn't change my number or anything. I just changed my phone, but I changed carriers. So I went from AT&T to T-Mobile, and I have been having major Facebook issues ever since. So it wants to authenticate me every time, and I can't get my phone to accept the authentication code. You know, that 4-digit code or that numeric code they send you whenever they want to authenticate. So it's not receiving it. And so therefore I like tried to schedule a Facebook Live on my Facebook, and it kept sending me a code that was going into cyberspace. I don't know where it was going, but it wasn't coming to me. So I finally, tried to get, try calling Facebook support. That's a joy. I don't even know, I couldn't even find a number. And then they want you to fill out all these incident forms, or not incident forms, but just trouble tickets or whatever. It was a pain. So I gave up and I went to YouTube. So hopefully this is working. Okay, that's really pretty so far, don't you think? And then I am going to put it on a white base. So originally I had picked out, what did I do with it? Originally I had picked out a crumb cake base. What do you guys think? You like this better? Or do you like the white? So Linda's asking me the tip about the cutting plates for when you're die cutting. So let's pause for a second. So your basic sandwich for just regular die cutting is number 1, the number 2 plate, your bottom plate number 3, and your top plate number 3. So the tip that I was telling Linda the other day is that you want to make sure your top plate is always your top plate, because your bottom plate ends up looking like this, right? Gets all nasty and gross. Doesn't even matter which side. You can continue to use either side, up or down. But you always want to, when you're making your sandwich, you always want to make sure, let's say we were die cutting this, the nasty one is on the bottom, and then the clean one is on the top. So you can see here I made a mistake one time, and I actually cut on the top plate when I should have. So this was actually on the bottom instead of on the top, and it actually cut into it. But for the most part, besides that, it's actually pretty clean. And the reason that's important is because if you had a really gross top plate and you're die cutting this, say for example, you're die cutting this out, all of the texture that is left behind from all the cutting gets imprinted onto the top of your piece, which sometimes can look kind of cool, but for the most part, you don't want that. So the cleaner, the smoother your top plate is, the smoother your desired or your result of your die cut is going to be. So that's why I always say keep your top plate top, always top, and your bottom plate on the bottom. And so when I buy a 2-pack, because these plates come in 2-packs, when I buy a 2-pack, I only use one at a time, because what I do is I grab the new one and make it my new top plate, and my old top plate becomes my bottom plate, if that makes sense. So you're really only changing out one plate at a time, which is economical. So there, Linda, that's my tip. Thank you for bringing that up. Okay, so I think we're gonna go with white. I just like it. I just like the clean white on white look. And that's just gonna get glued down. I started doing this little 4-corner thing. There's a gal, Linda, you know her, My Inky Fingers. For some reason, when she glues something down, she does a little tiny dot in each corner. And I started doing that and it just stuck. I don't know if it's helpful or not, but that's what I do now. Okay, so get this down. We need to do a little bit of embellishing. And I'm going to use the silver because I tried the clear and they just don't actually show up very well. So I got a mess on my desk. And let's see, teardrops, I guess we can do. I have a lot of those. Let's do, whoops. This is take your pick tool. It's got a putty end that as you turn this, more putty comes out. And it's really great for putting down small embellishments like this. So you just kind of, you just kind of push it until it pops up and it's not completely stuck to your tool, but it holds it enough to get it up to place it where you want to go. And then you just pop it down like so. So you just kind of push and tug. And I want to put one right there. And another one right here. Can you guys see that? It's really pretty, the shimmer. So that's that. Now we can decorate the inside. Everybody likes to see a pretty inside decoration. So I'm gonna grab another. See, look, I've used 3 of these already, just on this one card. It's so nice to have it handy and pre-cut like that. So this is gonna be my inside. And I do wanna have a little border around it. So we're going to trim this down. Just 1/4 inch. And we could do a couple of different things here. We could decorate the inside with a stamped image, kind of like I did here with this one. Or we could use coordinating paper and just do a little piece of trim. I think I want to do that just to mix it up a little bit. So let's use, should we use a different one or the same? I really like this pattern. Let's use this one. So what I'm going to do is just cut a little piece to trim and put right there. Oh, I have an idea. That would be fun. Let's use our, no, I don't want to do that. Where did I get that stamp from? I think it was, there's a Scalloped Border die that's really pretty, and it came with one of the floral sets. Hold on, I just used it the other day. This one, hand penned. Yeah, so this floral die is really awesome. And so what we're gonna do is do a scalloped edge in the paper. So we need to bring this back in. Let's zoom out a little bit more. Oops, other way. So we're just gonna set this paper down, and I'm gonna put the border. So you wanna make sure this is the scalloped edge is the cutting edge, not the flat edge. So you wanna have your die lined up in the width of how wide you want your little strip to be, and I don't want mine very wide, so I'm just gonna set it right there and grab a piece of tape and hold it down. Grab my top plate. And run this through. I wish I had a stand-up desk. That would be so much nicer. Carefully take that off. And so now we have a pretty little scalloped edge to decorate the inside of our card. So cute. All right, let's get this down with some glue, and then we'll trim off the extra once it's down. Okay, just like so. So now we can put it in. You can actually put it in like that or like this, but I think I like it this way better. I'm going to do some more glue. Oh, I got too much. Darn it. That just oozed out everywhere. The one thing about Tombow Mono glue, if you don't know, it dries tacky. So if you don't get your goof, like if it's squeezed out, if you don't get it off all the way really good, it'll remain a little tacky, which is a bummer sometimes. So I'm going to use my bone folder. This is my most favorite bone folder. I do have the Stampin' Up! One, which I do use, but for some reason this one just has that curved edge that I just really like. And so this is my go-to bone folder. I'll have to see if I can still find it. I got it years ago. Okay, so here is the finished card. I think it turned out really cute. Now I have another happy birthday card that I can send. And I'll put this in my stash and use it when I need it. Okay, so here are the two cards. The stamp set we used, Shaded Summer. Again, don't forget Celebration right now. You can get the coordinating dies to go with this set for free with an order of $100 or more. And, oh, the other thing I should mention too, while it's Celebration, there's also a join promotion going on right now. I actually had 3 people sign up with me, which is awesome. But the join promotion is what you may have heard it called the starter kit. Where did I have it? There it is. So for $99, you can join Stampin' Up! And become a hobby demonstrator. And for $99 plus sales tax, you get free shipping. You get to choose $125 worth of product. And you also get to choose a free bundle from this list of 12. So you'll notice that the bundle prices vary. I think the cheapest bundle on here is $31, which is the Penguin Place bundle. But you can also get this really great bundle for $60 for absolutely free with your $99 join promotion. So what does that mean if you join? If you join, you can enjoy 20% discount off all of your purchases going forward for the next 3 months plus a bonus month. That basically just means that you want to be a discount shopper or a member shopper. I like to think of it like joining Costco. When you join Costco, you get to enjoy the benefits of lower prices, buying in bulk, that kind of thing. Well, this is member based also, and you can get 20% off all your purchases. After you purchase a certain amount, you can bump up to 25% off, which is where I'm at right now. And if you want to stay a member and keep enjoying those benefits, where you get to see new products first before all the other customers do, new releases, catalogs, things like that, you just have to spend $300 a quarter, which is about $100 a month. And I usually have no problem doing that. But if that's too much for you and you just want to take advantage of the special and join for $99, get all your free products, and then walk away, you can do that too. You can use your $125 credit to purchase towards a Stampin' Emboss machine, which is $150, $160, I think. You could stock up on paper for your holiday cards. You could use your $125 for anything in the catalog, the mini catalog or the annual catalog. So you could buy punches, you could buy supplies, tools. You could, if you wanted to buy $125 worth of Tombow Mono glue, you could do it. So whatever you choose is available in the catalog for that starter promo. And then you would join, you'd be a member of my team. I call them the Crafty Ninjas. And you can participate and stay involved as much as you want, or you can tell me, leave me alone, I just want to be a discount shopper, and I'll do that too. But we're starting to do some fun things, card swaps, and we're going to do a Paper Pumpkin Zoom meeting at the end of the month where we're going to join everybody's, and you don't have to be on my team to join the Zoom, by the way. I was going to send out a little note. So about the third week of the month. So the Paper Pumpkins ship on the 11th of each month. And by the way, tomorrow is the last day to get in on the Paper Pumpkin. Let me just pop over there really fast. There. To get in on the Paper Pumpkin deal. And it's the Hanson Harvest Kit. So it's fall themed. It's probably Thanksgiving themed. We don't quite know what's in it yet. That's the fun part about Paper Pumpkin, is it's kind of a surprise. They give you a little teaser of what could be in it. You'll see it on the screen in the upper left-hand corner. It looks like there's a little box or some sort of a 3D project that has a little curlicue on it and maybe some die-cut leaves. So, and in the spoiler, not the spoiler, but in the description on the demonstrator website where I get to go, and if you join my team, you could get to go too, they tell you everything that's in the kit. So, it makes treats and it's got a Halloween theme and harvest theme. So they don't show you pictures of what it looks like, but they tell you all the supplies that are in there, and you get a stamp set that you get to keep, and an ink blot, and then all of the paper supplies that you need. So that's Paper Pumpkin. And so at the end of the month, after everybody has an opportunity to receive their Paper Pumpkins kits, we will get together like on the 22nd or so and just put it together online on Zoom. So I thought that would be fun. We're going to try it, see if that works. You're welcome to join me if you'd like. Go back here. So yeah, so we talked about celebration, talked about the last day for Paper Pumpkin. My next live is going to be next Thursday at 11, and we are going to do a Halloween project. So I'm excited because I've been sitting on these Halloween dies, and stamp sets for about a month now, and I've just been dying to get into it, but I forced myself not to jump the gun and start doing Halloween in August. So I'm forcing myself to wait till September. And yeah, so next month is going to be, or next week is going to be a little card, and it's also going to be a little 3D project. So I hope you join me for that. Please like and subscribe to my channel. It really helps me grow my audience base, I guess, and helps me build my business. So I would appreciate that. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time. Thanks, everybody. Bye.